welcome back to another episode of Giovanna's Interviews. Our guest today for the third episode of Giovanna's Interviews, he is the voice of Dr. Robotnik in Sonic Underground. He is the voice of Mungus the Giant from the hit PBS kids show Dragon Tales. He is the voice of Killow in Lego Ninjago's Masters of Spinjitzu. He is the voice of Zent in Lego Ninjago's Dragons Rising. But he is also the voice of Optimus Prime in Transformers Beast Wars, Transformers Beast Machines, Transformers Armada, Transformers Energon, and Transformers Cybertron. My guest today is Gary Chalk. Well, Giovanna and Gary, take it away. Or should I say, let's transform and roll out. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Giovanna's Interviews. I'm your host, Giovanna. With me today, I got a very special guest joining me. You may know him as the voice of Grounder from The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. You may know him as the voice of Dr. Robotnik from Sonic Underground. You may know him as the voice of Mungus the Giant from the hit PBS kids show Dragon Tales. You may know him as the voice of Break Summers from Barbie and the Mermaid Tale 1 and 2. You may know him as Killow from Lego Ninjago's Masters of Spinjitzu and Ninjago. You may know him as the voice of Zent from Ninjago's Dragons Rising, but you may know him as the voice of Optimus Prime from Transformers Beast Wars, Beast Machines, Armada, Energon, and Cybertron. Please welcome my guest. Please welcome Gary Chalk. Gary, welcome. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm happy to be alive, and here I am.
Awesome. Thank you, Gary, so much for coming on today.
Hey, my pleasure.
I'm very excited to interview the leader of the Autobots, Optimus Prime.
Well, there you go.
Well, Gary, of course I know who you are, but to people who don't know who you are, could you please introduce yourself and talk a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Gary Chalk. I've voiced many cartoons over the years, a few thousand, I think, and lots of television shows. You've probably seen me on TV or movies, and I'm going, wait, I know that guy, but that will be the title of my book. You're that guy. Because that will be the time, because I get it so many times that it can become kind of a joke. And they go, hey, aren't you that guy? And I go, no, I'm not that guy. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And they went, oh, that guy. And they're, yeah, I work as an actor on TV. And they go, oh, no, that's not it. I sold you a car, I think. But it's very bizarre. Anyway, I was born in the UK. I came to Canada in 1957, which tells you how old I am. I'm getting on. I've been working at various jobs. I had different jobs of, the usual actor jobs, waiter, part-time laborer, blah, blah, blah. I did a little stint in the Armed Forces Reserves back when I was a teenager. I worked as a bouncer in some bars, which was pretty exciting. And worked in social services for a few years. A lot of different jobs. The brokerage business, I was in there for a few years. And then I discovered I loved the theater and film. And I've been so bent on doing that. I started that in like 1975, 76. And I remember seeing a show at the theater at the school where I was going to school, and at Langara College. And I saw the show and I went, wow, this is a great show. And it was with mice and men, and the acting was great. The production was great. And I said, this is what I want to do. Nice. So I went and auditioned for the program. And they gave me all the stuff to memorize and sing a song and do all this. So I did that. And I went to this hall, and this old geezer was sitting there and behind a desk, and he's reading his newspaper, and he goes, go on. And I thought, okay. So I did my audition and I finished, and he's looking at his paper and he looks up at me and he goes, "Oh, you've got some talent. Not much, but some. All right, off you go." And I thought, I'm done. And sure enough, I got invited to be in the program, and I didn't realize they only take 15 students every term.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good. If I'd have known that, I'd have really screwed it up. But I didn't know. But now I'm in, I'm committed, and I've been doing that ever since. Been working as an actor ever since then, and in particular, film and voice in the last 40 years,
Yeah.
40 or so, 42 years. And and here I am. I'm
Nice.
still living here in Vancouver. I just got over a bout of cancer. I
Okay.
had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma,
Yeah.
which nearly killed me. I
Oh
spent
no.
time in the hospital in December,
Hmm.
and I got out of the hospital on Christmas Day after my first chemo,
Okay.
and here I am,
Nice.
cured, which is amazing. I'm cured because I've known friends of mine, several friends who passed away from it, but they were like 10 or 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and the advances they've made in that time just blows my mind. And we're just I'm thankful I'm here in Canada because it would have cost me
Yeah.
millions down in the States. So
Hmm.
um, here we are, and so I'm very happy about that. A funny story about this.
Hmm.
I'm lying in hospital, get a call from my agent,
Yeah.
and she goes, "Great news!" And I said, "What?" "Well, no, I'm going to tell you that the voice is part." "What?"
Hmm.
And she goes, "You just got picked up. Your series got picked up." And I said, "Oh, that's wonderful."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Um, what's wrong with your voice?" And I said, because I had no support. And
Okay.
my voice was coming out like this.
Yeah.
I was very, very ill.
Hmm.
And I felt like just a frail old guy.
Yeah.
And I goes, "Oh, great, 52 episodes. Well, that's cool. When do we start?" And
Hmm.
he goes, "January 4th." I said, "Well, I'm still in the hospital. I don't know what's going on." And she
Yeah.
goes, "Well, no, we're gonna work it out. When do you think you'll get your voice back?" And I says, "I'm not sure. Maybe
Yeah.
February, end of February." And she goes, "See what I can do."
Hmm.
So they called the company who's in Europe,
Yeah.
and they came back. They said we can make that work,
Hmm.
and so they worked around my schedule, and I started recording this series. I'd done the series a couple of years ago called
Yeah.
Monster Loving Maniacs,
Hmm.
and it's very popular. It was transferred into 21 languages,
Yeah.
and now they want to do another batch.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing right now, and it seems to be going okay. So
Awesome.
if you ever get a chance to watch it, it's all on. There's lots of episodes on YouTube,
Yeah.
and it's pretty funny.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out. Before
Yeah,
we do tell you about how you got started as a voice actor, I do want to mention I actually did musical theater for many years myself too.
you did what?
Musical theater. I did musical theater for many years myself too.
How did you? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did. I did so many cool shows. My very first show I did was I did it in elementary school when I was in roughly like third or fourth grade, and
Yeah,
I don't remember what the show was called, but I only had two lines. My lines were yes mother, no mother. Yeah, I know, funny. And then my choir, my music teacher, who does shows every year, decided to do a show called Rock Around the Block. So I was like, okay, I'll audition and just see what happens. I
yeah,
auditioned. I got the role of Juliana, Ziggy's backup singer, and I thought, okay, yeah, maybe Juliana will have some lines. I had to sing, and that was it. That was the only thing I did was singing. So I was like,
yeah.
okay. I was like,
That'll work.
okay. So yeah. And then I did and then I did Aladdin and I got one of the peddlers And then I did Hairspray and got a guard. Then I did Annie. I did Lieutenant Briggs. Then I did Peter Pan. I was the crocodile. And then I did Wizard of Oz. I got the Door Man and a lot of more other cool stuff.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, I have done a lot of musicals in my day. I did Camelot,
Hmm.
and I did Oliver, where played Dr. Brownlow.
Yeah.
And I did on television, on movie, I did with Vanessa Williams, I did a musical called Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh yeah, that's a really cool musical.
Yeah, I did that movie with George Wendt and Vanessa Williams, and who else was in there? Mackenzie Phillips. Yeah, it was a great fun movie to work on, and she was wonderful to carry around. So that was great. And I also,
Awesome.
huh?
I
Yeah,
said
you
awesome.
can watch it. And I also did a thing called Jacques Brel's Alive and Well and Living in Paris.
Hmm.
Amazing show.
Hmm.
Did let's see what else. I had a few of them. Uh, The Boyfriend.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I like doing that. Yeah, because music is my other thing. I was a musician before I was an actor, and so
Okay.
I used to play before this happened. I used to play every week at a restaurant bar
Cool.
and with my band and with some of us, and I'm getting back into it probably next week or the week after,
Okay.
depending on how strong I am. But yeah, so there's oh, I don't know. That's basically how I got started, and
Pretty cool.
yeah, so
All right. Well, I like to start off every interview asking this question, but how'd you get started as a voice actor?
um, I was living in Ottawa at the time, and I was, doing some plays and some industrial videos and that, and commercials. And my agent in Ottawa said, "Hey, would you be up to do a cartoon?" And I said, "I don't know. I've never auditioned for a cartoon. I've never done a cartoon before." And she says, "Well, this one is cool. It's called Hiawatha." And it was with Kenner Classics on Nickelodeon. And I said, "Sure, okay, I'll go and audition." So I auditioned and I got the character of Hiawatha. I also got the dad and I think an old lady and the villain, Mujikiwas. I can't
Yeah.
remember all the characters, but you can see portions of that on on YouTube
Hmm.
of Hiawatha, and that was in 1983.
Oh, way before I was even born.
Yeah, well, it's 1983, and that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
The technology was a lot different then than it is now.
Hmm.
We used to do things called loops, where you
Yeah.
have loops of film. You
Oh,
put it through a
yeah. That was the olden
projector,
days.
and they'd run that loop of film, and when they had two black lines, and when they met, as soon as
Hmm.
they met, you started talking,
Yeah.
and then you had to change the loop, and it took all day.
That's pretty
But
cool.
yeah, so we had to shout at the tape so it could be heard, So
Oh, yeah. Nice. All right. Well, I want to start talking about your shows. So you did the
okay,
voice of, if I'm going to say the name right, Grounder or Grinder in the Adventures.
Grounder.
Grounder, thank you. Grounder in the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. So what was it
Yes.
like doing that show, and what was it like playing the voice of him?
Well, it's Grounder was one of my favorite characters. I really liked him. He was very cute. He sounded like this, and he's always said, "I'm not stupid. I just lost my head for a moment." And I remember when I auditioned for the for that iteration of Sonic. I
Hmm.
got that character. I got lots of other characters in there too, but that
Yeah.
was my main character was Grounder.
Hmm.
And Scratch was
Hmm.
the chicken.
Yeah.
Well, I originally played the chicken,
Hmm.
and the guy who played the chicken played Grounder,
Yeah.
and his name was Phil Hayes.
Hmm.
Anyway, we got the producer who was sitting in the booth, and she goes, "Just got a call." And I went, "Yeah." They don't like the voices of Scratch and
Oh.
Grounder. Come up with something brilliant right away,
Mhm.
or you're fired. And I went,
Oh.
"Oh, well, that's odd." So we tried Abbott Costello, Laurel and Hardy. We told all these different characters. And she's going, "Nope, nope, nope." And I'm going, "Oh, the pressure is on."
Oh gosh.
And then I finally said, "Hey, Phil, why don't you play Scratch
And you
and
play Grinder.
I'll play Grounder?"
Okay.
And so he came up with this guy, "Aha! Hey, we're Dr. Robotnik." And I came up with Grounder. Oh, he's my sidekick.
Yeah.
And so they sent that off. Now
Mhm.
we'd already recorded 6 shows.
Yeah.
So they sent it off to network, and the network come back and they said, "We love it. Okay,
Yeah.
you're not fired." And and they became lovable characters, and we had to re-record the first six and did all the rest after that. So it was
Yeah.
quite amazing.
Hmm.
And then I was quite endeared with that character. I thought he was just a lovely villain.
Hmm.
You know, he's supposed to be a villain, but they're not villains. They're just goofballs.
Yeah.
And I remember
Mm-hmm.
we were going to ambush Sonic on the road,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to play a lady in distress, and I'm going, "Help! Help him! Help! Save me!" And he goes, and Scratch goes, "You think it's working?" And I go, "I could do that better.
Yeah.
I could do it better. Yeah." So for a retake,
Hmm.
we did it, and it worked. It was, oh
Yeah.
God, that was a funny show.
Yeah. There was a scene I remember online where it was Dr. Robotnik and it was the chicken and your character. And there was like that video that became a meme online.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one.
I'm not sure. Only the wildest lubricants. I'm
Well, there
trying
were
to
so
think of
many
what.
memes online of the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That's why I loved working with Long John Baldry, who was in that edition
yeah.
of as Doctor Robotnik. He was
Yeah.
wonderful
Hmm.
and a good pal and a great singer and blues player. And I
Hmm.
used to give him rides home all the time because
Yeah.
he didn't drive. And if I went 1 kilometer over, uh, 50 kilometers, he'd
Hmm.
go, "Oh dear, too fast." And I go, "What?
Yeah.
I'm going 50. No, dear boy, too fast."
Yeah.
And so that was kind of fun.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway,
All
but
right.
yeah, so I enjoyed that. So there you go.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, since we are still on the topic of Sonic, you were also Dr. Robotnik on Sonic Underground,
Yeah,
which actually I got to watch Sonic Underground. Well, not like when it came out though. I just watched it like a few months ago. So what
yeah.
was it like playing Dr. Robotnik, and what was it like doing Sonic Underground and working with the voice cast? And did you
Well,
any cool
it was
memories?
bitter. It was a little bit bittersweet,
Yeah.
and it was bittersweet because Long John Baldry played Doctor Robotnik,
Right.
but
Yeah.
he was on tour with his band in Europe and could not make it. So I used to
Okay.
be his scratch voice, his scratch track,
Yeah.
and but so they asked me to do the voice, and I did the voice,
Hmm.
and I always think of I always have him in my head. I hate that hedgehog.
Yeah.
My God, and I always think of John's voice because he passed away a couple of years after that, I
Oh
think,
man.
and he was always my hero since I was a kid in the '60s
Oh wow.
because he was like a huge rock and roller.
Yeah.
He had this one signature song like the party song choice back in the day, and it was
Yeah.
"Don't try to lay no boogie woogie on the king of rock and roll."
Yeah.
That was it was a great tune, but no, I enjoyed playing Doctor Robotnik. He's a
Yeah.
great character.
Hmm. He was a really cool villain. I actually really enjoyed Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Did
used
you?
to call him Robotnik.
Yeah. Did you ever like did you guys work all separately? So like did like all the voice actors from Sonic
Nope,
Underground,
we're all together.
oh, all together, including the singing voice actors who did singing Sonic, Sonia, and Manic, or did they work separately?
No, they work separately.
Okay.
Tails, Sonic, all worked out of Los Angeles,
Okay, so
and
if
we worked out of Canada.
For Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, then Sonic Underground, Sonia, Manic, and Sonic worked in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Okay, cool, yeah. Because
yeah.
I actually interviewed Matt Hill last week, which
Oh, Mad
actually,
Hill. Yeah, we filmed it.
yeah,
We recorded here in Vancouver, but
yeah,
some voices recorded. What's it? Steve Urkel.
yeah. He was Steve Urkel.
Yeah, he worked in Los Angeles.
Yeah, because I asked him the same particular question, and he didn't really know, and I was like, oh, you didn't really work with Jamal Lewin, and he's like, I think he worked in California, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Jamal. That's his name. Yeah,
yeah, Jamal Lewin, he's really good at
and
Steve.
I think Tara Reid was in that too, wasn't she? Who
I
played
don't
Tails?
really know. I don't know.
I think it was Tails.
I've never seen Sonic. I've never seen The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I only remember watching that one meme clip online. That's the one.
Oh, and Sonic Underground. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
they're
only remember watching Sonic Underground.
different shows. I actually did the movie.
Oh, oh yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. I forgot you did the live action one. I have not seen it yet. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it. I
I
know. I
play
should
a
watch it.
I play a general
Okay.
chasing after the doctor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. The director was quite tickled
Hmm.
that I was the Doctor Robotnik in the animation part,
Yeah.
and then they cast me as the general in this part because they'd already cast Jim Carrey
Mhm.
as Robotnik. So
Yeah, because I think I may remember seeing a picture of that. I think I may remember
yeah,
seeing a picture of you in the movie, and I was like, "Is that Gary Chalk?" I was like,
yeah,
if that's Optimus," I'm like, "That's so cool."
yeah. No,
All
it's a lot of fun.
yeah. All right. Well, now I want to get on to talking about Mungus the Giant. Now, you played Mungus the Giant on the hit PBS Kids show Dragon Tales.
With the what was the name of the pie? Mungleberry Dingle.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched Dragon Tales in a very long time. I grew up
It must
watching
have.
Dragon Tales. I grew
Oh
up.
yeah. Oh yes, I was Mungus,
Mhm.
and we had a lot of fun on that show. I
Yeah.
can't remember the name of the pie. It was a special
There
berry
was,
pie.
oh, the five. There was Emmy, Max, Ord, Cassie, and Zach and Wheezy.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it
So,
like? What was it like working on Dragon Tales? And what was it like voicing Mungus?
well, I think the question isn't what was it like. I
Yeah.
think the question is, how did you come up with a voice, or
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know, um, because what it was like every show I ever worked on
Hmm.
has been hilarious, great fun.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mungus, I wanted to make Mungus this big oafy guy
Yeah.
and make him friendly and approachable so
Mhm.
children would not be afraid of him.
Right.
And I actually used that voice or a very similar voice to that in the Care Bears.
Oh, you did Care Bear? Oh, that's so cool. You did Care Bears. That's awesome.
I was the big cloud
Oh,
that
okay.
made the rain and the flowers grow.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I've there's lots of shows I've done. You don't know.
Did you ever watch Dragon Tales on TV, like on PBS
On
Kids?
PBS, yeah.
You did? Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a grown up. I was
Yeah.
40. I was 40 years old when they came out.
Yeah, I think
You
I
know.
remember watching Dragon Tales on PBS Kids. I also remember watching it on Sprout, but I was like little. I was like little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little.
yeah. All right, well that's awesome. And you also did Mungus on the Dragon Tales video game, Learn How to Fly with Dragons.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you also got to work with an incredible, awesome person who was the voiceover director for Dragon Tales Learn How to Fly with Dragons. So you got to work with Brent Miller, who was the voiceover director. So what was it
Yeah.
like working with Brent on that video game, with him as a voiceover director?
Well, it's a great director. He's very fun. He has a great intuition, and I'm sure. I'm trying to. Did I work on that?
Yeah, I checked your go to your behind I checked your behind the voices and you were in the video game.
I was. I don't
You
remember.
you were.
Oh, well then, if I was. then I remember the directors. I remember all the directors that I worked with, who
Mhm.
were very enjoyable to be with, and they had great instincts and directed you well in the
Yeah.
voices.
Mhm.
There were some directors that I had challenges with.
Okay.
Uh, what one was uh, a Burr,
Okay.
Mr. Burr.
Hmm.
He had, he would hear something in his head, and if you couldn't match it exactly right, no, that's not quite the way it's supposed to
The
be. It's supposed to, and you have this thing called the Burshendo.
Virgendo. Okay, okay.
We got to go out here. We got to do this. We got to do that. And I'm going, come on,
It's like, come on.
Wally. That was a Wally Burr. Come on, Wally. If I have to do this take one more time, I'm going to crawl down this wire and strangle you. Just fool
Nice.
around. But no, I
Awesome.
love Wally.
Mhm.
He was a tremendous guy. But some people, he was really quite challenging
Mhm.
for them to work with him because he was so exacting, so precise in the
Yeah.
performance that he wanted.
Uh-huh.
But most of them, I had the best time. I mean, with Michael
Mhm.
from the Beast Wars, and
Yeah.
Sue Blue was wonderful.
Hmm.
Um, who else was in there? Oh, the names have all gone out of the one, the lady who directed Animaniacs.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, she was a wonderful director.
Okay.
There were so many of them
Yeah.
over the years. I've just forgotten because it's been like, as I said, I've been doing voices, for 40 years. So
Wow, that's really long.
yes, long,
Oh,
long time.
yeah. All right. So now I want to get on to so you also played Break Summers on Barbie and a Mermaid Tale, and you did both movies, one and two.
Yeah.
So what was it was it really cool working on a Barbie movie and doing Barbie and a Mermaid Tale?
Well, Barbie, my first experience with Barbie was with Mattel, I believe,
Yeah.
and it was a show called Barbie and the Rockers.
Oh, okay.
It was a movie special, and I think we recorded it in 1985. I can't remember. It was a long time before the 1 hour Barbie films came out,
Okay.
and it was a bit different from the
Mhm.
CGI Barbies. But
Yeah.
but the Barbies that I worked on, the CGI Barbies, were just
Mhm.
wonderful. They were so much. I remember playing by the horse, and I played the surf dude from
Yeah.
when she goes the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all of those,
Yeah.
and they were quite fun.
Mhm.
And Barbie was Andrea, not Andrea Libman. Um,
Kelly Sheridan did Barbie a little bit.
Sheridan, that's the
Yeah,
one.
Kelly Sheridan.
Kelly, yeah. Well, Kelly, that's so funny because I worked with those guys since they were kids.
Really?
Yeah. And
Wow.
now they have kids of their own, like Andrea Libman,
Yeah.
who was the voice of I think was it Pinkie Pie, and
I think she was Andrea Libman. Yeah, she was Pinkie Pie.
yeah, she was, oh, let's
Yeah, I
go.
loved Pinkie Pie. Yeah, I love My Little Pony.
And I worked with her when she was just a little kid, like 6, 7 years old.
Wow.
Now she has kids of her own. Well, they all do, and
Yeah.
it's just like watching them all grow up. Matty Hill, like when Matty Hill was just a young lad, we did a show called Captain Nintendo
Okay.
way back in 1987.
Wow.
And I remember he had this huge mop of curly blonde hair.
Hmm.
Little Matty. I'm still friends with
Wow.
Matty. He's a good kid. Well, he's not a kid now. He's 50 years old, but
Yeah.
he's a
Nice.
great guy.
Hmm.
And yeah, with Barbie, I like the shows. They're very interesting to watch, and my grandkids like them too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I grew up watching Barbie and a Mermaid's Tale. I remember I used to watch it all the time on Nickelodeon when the movie first came out on Nickelodeon.
yeah,
I remember watching it on Nick on DVR. So yeah, and then
yeah.
I bought the first Barbie and a Mermaid's Tale movie on DVD, and then I got Barbie and a Mermaid's Tale 2 on DVD. But unfortunately, I lost both of those DVDs.
No,
I lost them. I know. I'm still sad that I lost them.
yeah, I did that. I did
Yeah,
the
it's
one with
sad when you lose something.
Rapunzel. Was it Rapunzel, Cinderella,
Hmm.
Sleeping? Is it Sleeping Beauty? I
Sleeping
can't
Beauty.
remember.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty.
Mermaid,
Yeah,
Little Mermaid.
Little
Yeah.
Mermaid.
Oh, just got to stretch my legs a little bit. Yeah,
Oh, no.
I have, I, I, geez, I worked on a lot of shows.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, next we played Kilo on Lego Ninjago's Masters of Spinjitzu, one of my favorites.
I am
What was it like?
Killow.
So, what was it like playing Kilo, and what was it like working with the voice cast in Ninjago?
Well, in Ninjago, we must destroy all these knights. Yes, I remember it very well. Killow and his big motorcycle.
Yeah, Kilo.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun. I did a few episodes with the Ninjago, and I also did another Lego show, Knights of oh, what was it called? Nexo Knights.
Oh, Nexo Knights. Yeah, I watched a little bit of Nexo Knights. There we go, Nexo Knights. But I've never
Nexo
really
Knights.
seen it. Never really seen Nexo.
Yes, I was the voice of a character called Magmar.
Okay.
Flamer. He was great. You know,
Hmm.
he had flames coming out of his head. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I did that one. Ninjago, or sorry, Nexo Knight,
Yeah.
Ninjago, and I think I did another one. I can't remember, but I like Kilo. He was a great
Kilo was
character,
cool. Yeah, I
great
liked
villain.
Kilo and Ultraviolet. Those were really cool with them.
But I'm trying to think. I did another one where I played a slug.
Okay. If you can't remember, it's okay.
Yeah, it's just it was a slug, and you shall be forced to walk the path of
Yeah.
doom.
All
And
right. Cool.
yeah, so you know,
So many of them.
I I I I've got to have I got to have my list because when you've done like I think
A
I've
million
done
characters.
over 400 460 projects,
Then you can't remember.
and and when you include cartoons and episodes, it comes into the thousands. So you just can't remember them all. But I
Hi.
do, you know, I have impressions of the people that I worked with who I loved and adored,
Yeah.
and I'll just let me see what I can find here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to go to my reference book just
Okay. Hmm.
so I can keep track of who I
Hmm.
am
Okay.
and who and
Yeah.
what I am.
Yeah. And then you returned to Ninjago for season 2, part 2 of Dragons Rising, and you would go on to play Xantaz.
Yeah,
So what was it like? And also nowadays with the new Dragons Rising, I mean, now we have a new like generation of ninjas now. I mean, you have like Aaron, you have Sora, you have Wildfire, and now Frack. So what was
yeah.
it like working with Devin Mack, Sabrina Perrite, and Kazumi Evans and David AK?
Oh, that David K. Oh my God,
David AK.
David. Huh?
David AK. He did Frack on Dragons Rising. David AK.
Oh, not David K. Like
No, no,
David
no, not
K.
David K.
Megatron.
I mean, we'll get on to Transformers like after this. We'll get on to Transformers.
Yeah, David. No, I love David K. He's a very good friend of mine. Has been
Yeah.
for 40 years. So,
Hmm.
um, Devon, what's his name?
David AK.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
who was the other guys?
Devin Mack.
Devin Mack. I
Yeah,
met Devin Mack at a convention once.
yeah.
He worked out of Toronto now, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know who he is. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, but I haven't seen him in quite a long time.
All
And
right.
most of the people on Ninjago and those shows, I don't really get to see them very often.
Right, because a lot of them are
Yeah,
in Toronto or yeah.
yeah. And
Right.
the other thing is that during COVID,
Hmm.
we never recorded any of these shows. We never recorded any of these shows.
Hmm.
What you call ensemble,
Okay.
where everybody recorded together. We're all separate. Like I've done all these episodes, over 50 episodes of this monster loving maniac, and
Hmm.
I've never met any of the cast.
Okay. And then after that, now and then of course you've also done Optimus Prime for many years. You did
Yeah,
Optimus for Transformers, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, Armada, Energon, and Cybertron. You also did Optimus in the Transformers video game in 2004.
yes.
Um, so what's it like being in the legacy of doing Optimus? Not only your Optimus, but also you've had Peter Cullen and so many other of them.
Well, when I first started doing the Optimus Primal,
Hmm.
when I first auditioned for the show, I had no idea. I mean, I did the commercials for Transformers Generation 2 back in the early 80s.
Okay.
You know, so Transformers Generation 2, see Jetfire, and all these in the commercials, like get the toys now. And so that was my only exposure to Transformers. I ever watched them because I was
Mhm.
an old guy. Old guys don't
Okay,
watch their
cool.
things. So um, I went and auditioned for this show, which I thought was cool. It was a gorilla. It was really nice. And so I auditioned with a bunch of people. They narrowed it down. And then we just between me and David Kay.
Yeah, and then you got Optimus and David got Megatron.
Yes, and the funny thing is I was originally going for Megatron,
Oh, wow.
and David was going to be
Optimus?
Optimus,
Yeah.
but they decided that I would be a much better Optimus, and
Okay.
David be a much better
Yeah,
Megatron.
I know how to do the T-Rex. Yes. All right, Gary.
Yes.
All right, Gary, but we're gonna get on to our questions now because we do have 2 minutes and we're gonna make this very quick. So,
Okay.
if we do
Yes. No.
disconnect,
Yes. No.
yeah, if we do disconnect, maybe we'll come back on the Zoom link and then do a part two with the questions. So,
Okay. Go ahead. Answer.
all right,
Ask away.
I'll be very quick. Okay. Favorite part being in Transformers.
I'm sorry again.
Favorite part being in Transformers.
Favorite part of working ensemble with the most delightful cast I've ever worked with.
Awesome. What was it like being in Barbie and a Mermaid Tale 1 and 2?
What was it like being in?
Barbie in a Mermaid Tale 1 and 2.
Oh, oh, that was great. I mean, I recorded. It was a job. It's my job. I recorded it, and they were fun.
Cool.
And I like working with the director.
Cool. Favorite part playing Kilo and Ninjago.
Favorite part playing Kilo, I got to eat the scenery. I got to
Yeah.
be bigger than life, and the director was marvelous.
Favorite Optimus Prime super mode.
Favorite Optimus Prime is combine Optimus Prime combine. You know, we're doing attack mode
Oh, the
with
Energon one?
the Energon one. That was
Oh, I
fun.
liked I like the Armada one when you power linked with Jetfire. That one was cool.
Yes, and Power Link with Jetfire. That was another good one.
Cool. Favorite Transformers Armada Autobot, but it can't be your character.
My favorite character.
Yeah, but it
Uh
can't be Optimus.
oh, it has to be. It has to be Megatron. I just love his. I love
Awesome.
him.
Awesome. Favorite Transformers Armada voice actor.
Scott McNeil.
Ooh, he's a good one. Favorite Sonic Underground song.
Favorite Sonic Underground song?
Yes.
Never heard him.
Oh,
I've
okay,
never. I've
we
got to
have.
be honest. I've
Mhm.
never actually watched the show.
Okay. Well, everyone, we do have less than a minute left. We are gonna
Okay.
do part two very quickly, so we're gonna get back onto the Zoom link, okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna quickly do a part two, okay?
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, everyone, here is part two of me and Gary Chalk's interview. We had less than a minute left on our interview, so we had to restart the interview. But here's
I
part
was just
two.
looking.
All right, guys, we're back for part number two of the interview. Oh,
The gal
no.
who does she does all my artwork.
Uh-huh.
and she's my assistant at conventions and does a
Yeah.
lot of my promotion.
Yeah.
And that's mine. It says Hodgkin's Warrior. That's
Nice.
when I was in the hospital. It's
Nice.
great. Yeah. Anyway,
All
go
right.
ahead.
All right. So the last question was, so you've never seen Sonic Underground?
My favorite.
The Sonic Underground song.
Oh yes, my Sonic Underground song. I've never heard one.
Oh, really? I would say my favorites are Someday, Have You Got the 411, Being a Kid is Cool, You Can't Own Anything, and No One's an Island.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll have a listen when I
Yeah, go
have
to
a
YouTube
moment.
and listen to them.
I had no idea they had music in Sonic Underground.
Yeah, they did. All right. Okay, this question is for Optimus Prime. What is the Autobots' favorite food from Armada?
Autobot's favorite food.
Yeah.
Hmm. We only ate Energon.
Oh, cool.
That's all we ate.
Oh,
But in the Beast Wars, we only ate Energon too. I don't think we ever ate anything.
okay.
Yeah,
All right, cool. Do you read any Transformers comic books?
I do on occasion.
Okay.
I have some here somewhere.
Oh, nice. I have some Transformers comic books myself, but I didn't bring them with me. They're in my room right now, so I didn't bring my Transformers comic book.
Oh no!
I do have some though. I do have some though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've signed a lot of them.
Oh yeah, nice. Uh,
Yeah,
nice. What is your favorite Ninjago season?
Kilo was in season
Eight? I think he was in eight and ooh.
earlier than that, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he was in Sons of Garmadon. I do know that. I think he was in Hunted too. And then I don't know if he was in I know he was in a mini series with because I know you did some work with the Lego
Yeah,
Moro on one of the scenes in the mini
Kirby.
yeah, in a mini series. But I don't know the other ones. It's a
Hmm.
mystery.
I don't know. I
Just
To
any.
me, I really have to be honest with you. I've worked so much in these
Yeah.
shows.
Hmm.
A lot of times they just blend, and let me put it to you this way.
Hmm.
I am blessed to having the greatest job in the world,
Hmm.
in that I get to do cartoon voices and get paid for it.
Okay.
And I have been doing that for many, many years.
Hmm.
And every time I get up in the morning and I'm going to do a show, I go, I'm
Awesome!
going to do a show.
It's like
That's
amazing,
why, and I
another show.
know, and here I am, all these years later,
Hmm.
and I'm still doing cartoons, and I've got a really good cartoon series that's airing all over Europe. It's been translated in 21 languages.
Yeah.
It's the coolest show ever because
Uh-huh.
parents can watch it with their kids and get just as much fun out of it because it's really funny. It's
Hmm.
about monsters and hunting monsters,
Hmm.
and I'm still rocking and rolling. That's all I can say. I'm
Nice.
still rocking and rolling.
Nice. This is another question for Optimus. What
Yes.
do the Autobots like to do when they're not fighting the Decepticons?
Oh, sometimes we play cards and we go out and do a little golf because we like to golf.
Ooh.
The clubs are a bit hard to grip sometimes, but a lot of times because of our power, we have to have driving, we have to have fairways that are about 3,000 feet long because if not, then, we're driving into the next city.
Mhm.
So, we try and, govern our swing so we
Mhm.
can hit into the golf course rather than
Yeah.
miles past it. So I like that, and we also like to get together and have have energon parties and
Nice.
oh yeah, occasionally play soccer,
Ooh.
and we like that, and we like to chase predacons for sport.
Who's
Yeah,
the
I
best
find
golfer?
it's great fun when you catch them and they squeal.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me.
Yeah. Who's the
Especially
best?
Watson, they're
Which
always
Autobot's the
fun.
best? Which Autobot's the best golfer?
Oh, that's me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. This is another Optimus question. What is Optimus Prime's favorite part of being the leader of the Autobots?
The favorite part, besides being
Hmm.
the leader's always cool.
Yeah.
No, I always get a kick out of watching my crew,
Hmm.
my guys, who are basically we're a team. We're all a team,
Hmm.
and I basically really enjoy. I really enjoy their company, and I enjoy the way that we work together. And
Yeah.
we have our little tiffs every once in a while, but I like the way that Cheetor always looks up to me,
Hmm.
and Rat Trap always looks down on me,
Hmm.
and Rhinox is my steadfast
Yeah.
pal. He's great, and we get a kick out of watching the Predacons make fools of themselves.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool. What's your favorite Optimus Prime line?
there are well, that's just Prime. Is
Nice.
one of my favorite. The other one is "Shut up, Rat Trap."
I mean, there's so many good Optimus lines. Even though this was a Peter Cullen line, I liked "One shall stand, one shall fall."
Which one?
One shall stand, one shall fall.
One shall stand and one shall fall.
That's a good one.
I just did that
You did?
live for
No
somebody
way.
for somebody.
Hmm.
It was online. I just did it. I just literally a couple of days ago. One
Nice.
shall stand. My favorite is the keys to the future
Hmm.
lie buried in the past till
Nice.
all are one.
Hmm. Nice. This is another Optimus question. What does Hotshot and Optimus like to do together when they're not fighting the Decepticons?
What do we like to do together when we're not fighting the Decepticons? Oh, watch a movie. You know,
Hmm.
I like to sit back and scan a book and
Nice.
just and maybe go lift some rocks. Keep our strength up, and that's about it. We usually, I mean, what do you do on your day off? What does Optimus do on his day off? He doesn't really have a day off, but what
Training.
he does is he climbs into a closet and plugs himself in and turns on the tunes and goes
Probably training.
ah,
Yeah.
and sings.
Nice. This question is for Kilo. What was it like working with Ultraviolet?
Which one was ultraviolet?
She was that villain. She was part of that team with Kilo. She was,
Oh, I know who that is.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that was fun. We had a great time. I
Hmm.
really liked that. I like see the thing of villains. They always get the best lines,
Yeah.
you know. And
Hmm.
she was fun to work with. I'm trying to remember who played her. Tabitha? No.
No, I think I can't remember her name for the first one, but I know Ultraviolet had two voice actors. And then the other one who did Ultraviolet in like the other seasons, she was Arlise in Transformers Energon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Got me.
Hmm.
Got me. I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
either.
a I'm a crappy interviewer, aren't
It's
I?
fine, it's fine. You're like my fourth guess. No, 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 third, sorry, third. You're like my
Oh, third guess.
third guess,
Well,
yeah.
no, I mean, I've got lots of stories and lots
Yeah.
of, adventures, but
Yeah, I have an interview tomorrow because I have a fourth guest coming on tomorrow.
well, who you got coming on tomorrow?
Tomorrow I have Sometimes Castles. They are Disney content creators on TikTok and YouTube. So I'm interviewing them tomorrow
Oh yeah,
in
that'll
the
be fun.
afternoon. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
always good. Okay, go ahead. Keep moving.
Favorite Transformers season.
My favorite Transformers season would be season two. Really
Oh,
like that.
Beast Machines or the
Yeah,
second
Beast
season of
Machines.
Armada. No, oh wait, Armada didn't happen.
No, Beast Machines. I really
Oh,
love. Well,
nice.
the first season was very exciting. We were feeling our oats. Second season, we were just having a blast.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked Armada. Armada was really cool because
and Armada. To me, Armada is kind of a blur
yeah.
because because all those shows were additional dialogue. They're all dubbed from the
Oh
original
yeah, because that was from
Japanese.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all dubbed from Japanese into English. And so
Yeah.
I never got to really see all the storyline, but I remember the
Oh.
some choice scenes that were really great.
Yeah,
Uh,
did you guys all work separately or did you guys all work together for it?
all separate. You can't do that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't do
So that was
ensemble playing
Japan.
with ADR. Well,
Oh,
dubbing,
okay, okay.
not possible.
Okay. Favorite part working with Brent Miller.
Brent Miller. Brent, what did he play?
I
We
mean,
did a show, Monster Beach. Was it Monster Beach? No. I know, I can see his face. I remember as well. Oh, yeah, because he stood beside me. Yeah, no, it was fun. He had great voices,
yeah, Brent's awesome.
great character.
Amazing
Yeah,
voice actor.
yeah, amazing voice actor.
Okay.
I think we did a movie together too.
Oh, you did. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you guys did. I don't remember though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what it was, but
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah, that was fun.
All right. Funniest Ninjago voice actor.
The funniest Ninjago voice actor was that Brian Drummond.
Oh, Brian Goodman. Oh, Brian Drummond.
Drummond.
Oh, Brian Drummond. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like Brian Drummond. He's another
I
really
like Brian Drummond. Love who else was in that show? There's another show I never got to see anybody.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
there was Drummond. There was I don't know if Scott was in it. I don't think so.
Um,
Uh,
in Ninjago?
yeah.
Scott was in I almost said Dragon Tales. Oh my gosh. Ninjago. Yeah, he did but he was in like season 3, 4, and 6.
Oh yeah.
He did Overlord in season 3. He did
Right.
Klaus in season 4, and then he did Notakon in season 6.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
So
I always enjoyed working with Scott. He's very funny.
yeah, Scott's awesome. Yeah, another really good voice actor. Incredible. All
Yeah,
right.
we started together actually
Oh, you guys
here.
did?
Well, our first show together
Hmm.
was He-Man,
Oh, nice.
New Adventures of He-Man, and that was
Yeah.
in 1987, I
Oh,
guess,
wow.
88.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we ended up doing a lot of stuff, and then we worked on Beast Wars,
Yeah,
and
Beast
then
Wars.
we worked on before that we worked on another thing called Captain Nintendo Games Master.
Okay.
I can't remember, or Kitsy Fur.
Okay.
That was another one.
Pretty
But yeah,
cool.
we've worked on a lot of shows over the years.
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
cool. What do you like to do during your spare time?
in my spare time,
Yes.
well, usually I like to go out and play golf.
Mm-hmm.
I play a lot of music. I
Yeah.
play guitar and piano and
Oh,
sing, and
nice.
so I do all that, and that takes a lot of my time. And take the dogs out for walks, and I like to I like to gamble sometimes at the casino, which is
Yeah.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy that. Most of the time, I really like playing. I like playing music. I like playing golf.
Mm-hmm.
I like before I used to walk 12,000 steps every day, so
Yeah.
I'd walk all the way out to the far end beaches.
Okay.
It's about like an hour walk straight west,
Mm-hmm.
and well, all the other things. I like to read. I cook a lot. I cook a lot.
Ooh, yeah.
I used to cook a lot, like mega meals. Like we'd have like 10, 12 people in the house.
Ooh, wow.
I cook dinner for everybody, and
Yeah.
that's an all-day adventure. But several of our, well, two of ours died.
Oh, I'm sorry
Two
to
of
hear
our
that.
guests died, and the other ones are just not around.
Okay.
And with COVID, it really put a
Yeah, COVID was not fun.
COVID screwed everything up,
Oh,
and
yeah, it did.
So I just haven't been cooking for anybody except me and my wife. So I've been cooking with me and my wife, and that's good.
Yeah.
And the kids on occasion to get them up. They're picky eaters, so the
Oh, I
grandkids are
was a
picky
picky eater
eaters.
when I was little. I was a picky
Well,
eater.
yeah.
Yeah. Being a picky eater is like it's like whatever you want to eat that you're so picky at.
Well, me, I mean, if it doesn't fight me back, I'll eat it. So
All right.
I'm one of those. I'm one of those who I like to try most things. I've tried so many different kinds of food,
Hmm.
and I don't think there's any one food that I don't like,
Yeah.
except maybe I'm not a huge pasta fan.
I love pasta.
Well, of course you do. I mean, I like it on occasion, but I
Yeah.
went through a time when I didn't like it at all. But
Uh-huh.
I do make an
Hmm.
Italian sausage elbow pasta
Ooh, that looks good.
with basil tomato sauce.
Ooh.
That's killer.
Uh-huh.
That my son-in-law will devour,
Okay.
and my wife loves it. It's a survival food, and I also make an incredible, believe it or not, an incredible beef stew
Ooh.
that I have to watch because my son-in-law will devour the entire pot. And I don't know how he does it, but he
It's like
just
you're not
loves it.
looking. It's not looking. You're like not,
Yes,
and then he just eats
yeah.
it all, and you're
It's
like,
just no. He'll just go. Oh, can I just grab a bowl?
mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I'm gonna eat it all up. And then
Uh,
you try to get seconds and you're like, where?
there is none. There's none left. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that. I love fish, and
Mhm.
I've gotten into excuse me.
That's okay.
I've gotten into vegan
Okay.
lately, and there's this little restaurant because my partner assistant there is a vegan, and
Okay.
when she came out here from Pennsylvania, I said, "Well, we'll find you a vegan restaurant."
Okay.
And so we took her to this little place down on Fourth Avenue. It's called the Nam,
Okay.
Naam.
Yeah.
Well, the food was delicious.
Really good. Okay.
It was really good, and so I thought, well, I can make that. So I just got the like uh, different noodles
Okay.
and tofu and stuff like that. I love it.
Awesome. What's your least favorite Ninjago season?
I don't have one.
Okay. All right, Gary, that was the last question. I made you some drawings and some coloring pages I did, but before I do show that, I just wanted to show you I have an Armada figure of Hotshot. This is from the Legacy Evolution from the Unicron Battle.
Oh yes,
Yes.
Unicron. I remember that.
Yeah, Unicron Battle. That was a really cool one. All right, but I just also do want to mention I just finished Armada this week. Like
Oh,
Tuesday.
did
I
you?
finished it. Yeah, for the second time. It was really cool.
Autobots combine.
Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to work on autographs, so I did this of the Armada Autobots. So there you go. There it is.
Ah, cool.
Then I did um Energon.
Nice.
Pretty cool. And then I did Cybertron. That's
Cybertron. It's
I
Cybertron.
know I messed up that. I was like, is that right?
Ah,
I was like, is that right? Is that like if I'm spelling it right, or is it like Cybertron?
Cyber. Cyber.
Cybertron, thank you.
And
Then
who's
I did
that?
Dr. Robotnik.
We love Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, I did the colors of Sonia, Manic, and Sonic.
He's so cute.
Yeah. And then I did this Optimus.
Great Optimus. Hey, that looks really good.
Thank you. And then I did this Optimus as well.
Oh, you did. Oh, I see. Out of the periodic, like a periodic
Yeah,
table.
yeah, yeah. This is from coloring squared.com. So this is like a website where you can do like coloring squared. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Pretty
that's
cool.
very cool.
Yeah, and then I did this one of Kilo and Snake Jaguar.
Oh, yes. I like that.
Yeah. Well,
Kilo.
everyone, that concludes today's interview with Gary Chalk, the voice of Optimus Prime. Gary, where can they follow you on social media on?
Well, you can find me on Instagram sometimes. You can find me on Blue Sky, Facebook professional page. Um, I don't go on Twitter,
Okay.
and I don't go on Instagram very often. I've
Mhm.
never been on TikTok.
Oh, I have
Um,
TikTok.
I am not a big fan of. I got to tell you honest, I'm not a big fan of social media.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time on a few things,
Yeah.
but only because, well, I just have to. In my line of work, you have to do that.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of social networks,
Okay.
and I just find them very negative.
Hmm.
So I just don't bother.
All right.
But I don't mind Instagram. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I don't mind Facebook because I
Okay.
always have the option to just not read it.
Yeah.
But Twitter, ever since
Mhm.
your president came along, I can't, I can't look at it.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching today's interview. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when I post. Gary, thank you so much for coming on with me today.
You're quite welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when I post. And me and Optimus Prime, we're going to transform and roll out. And we'll see you guys next time.
Transform and roll out.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
All right, hang on. Thanks for watching this video from Giovanna's interviews. Please make sure you like the video, comment on the video, and make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications. Bye, everybody.
There's always a calling, a compass to